So, first of all, you know about IQ, right? The intelligence quotients, but some people before I also don't know about emotional intelligence. I didn't know what about it, so I was really very curious. So I've started researching it and putting a bit more effort on knowing and learning more information about emotional intelligence. First up, what is emotional intelligence? So as you can see on my screen, emotional intelligence, often shortened to EQ, is the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and influence emotions, both your own and those of others. It's a key skill for building strong relationships, navigating social complexities, and making better decisions personally and professionally. So you can think of this like this one. So IQ, or intelligence quotient, might help you get the job or start your business because it requires you with critical thinking, problem solving, learning about the information of the business, right? But EQ helps you thrive in it, especially when working with people, dealing with pressure, or leading others. So basically, if we have a strong EQ, we will be able to become better leaders. So this is really perfect when we are doing the Atomy business because not only we are dealing with products or learning about the knowledge of products, but we are also learning on how to communicate to other people, to adapt to each and everyone's emotions, and also to adapt to each and everyone's character, right? Um, what is the difference between IQ and EQ? So IQ, as I've said a while ago, which is called intelligence quotient. So this measures cognitive ability. So the ability to think, right? How you learn, how you reason out, how you resolve problems. And in business, it helps us with strategy, planning, and technical skills, or maybe, all about numbers as well. Because, for example, if we are doing a business, we have to build a business plan, we have to do our accounting. So this comes with IQ. While on the other hand, EQ, emotional intelligence, this measures emotional and social skills, how well you understand and manage emotions. And in business, it helps with leadership, team dynamics, and communication. So, in our business, in Atomy business, there are the Imperial Masters. I believe there are 14 or 15 Imperial Masters right now. I believe they really have a very high emotional intelligence. Why? Because they manage to have critics even when they started. So they have overcome this emotional stress from a lot of people that they meet or they met on a daily basis when they were starting. So all of us right now, some of us, we are just starting, and sometimes we deal with some people who says, like what Miss Neva said a while ago, sometimes some people, they don't like to be treated, they don't like to be touched, especially with other nationalities, because they don't trust us well yet, right? But if we have an emotional intelligence as well, we will be able to get to know how we will be able to get into them, on how we will be able to bond with them so that they will be more comfortable to us in talking to us or in making some demonstrations. Because as we all know, if a person is very comfortable with us, then he or she will be able to just talk like a friend, or just let you do what you need to do when it comes to the demonstration. Now, I want to share with you these 5 key components of emotional intelligence according to psychologist Daniel Goleman, and I will also give you some explanation about these 5 key components. So the first component is what we called self-awareness. So what is it about? Self-awareness is recognizing your own emotions and how they affect your thoughts and behavior. So say, for example, you are in the middle of conversation and you encounter a difficult client. So when the client says, okay, I don't like to buy this product because, this product will not work for me. I'm using already a product that works better. So in that certain period, sometimes you get angry because, oh, I've spent so much time driving. Because I went with you, and then later on, you will not buy anything. So you have to be aware of yourself. Why are you feeling this way? Right. So later on, I will give you some tips on how you will be able to list down, or what are the tips in order for you on how to know your self-awareness, right? And then number two is self-regulation. It is managing your emotions in healthy ways, controlling impulsive feelings, and adapting to changing situations. So again, going back to my example, when you get to have this client who doesn't want to buy or even to try your product that you're presenting, you get angry. But if we have a proper self-regulation, there are some techniques. So for example, if we feel angry, we don't need to speak directly to our customer and say like, "Oh, you know what? I've traveled 3 hours just to come with you," and then blah 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 blah. No, you don't have to do that. You have to regulate yourself, because what we need to have is a long-term relationship with our future partner or future auto consumer. So what do you have to do? First is you take a deep breath, okay? Or maybe ask for some short period of time to go to the toilet, breathe, and come back. So with just a normal breathing, like 3 seconds, 5 seconds of breathing, you will feel the fresh air coming into your system, and later on, you will be able to relax your mind. So then you will not be saying any bad things to your client, because if we already said something, we can never bring it back because we already said it, right? And the number three is the motivation. So being driven to achieve goals for personal reasons beyond just external rewards like money or status. So in Atomy, we always ask, right? Why are you doing Atomy? What motivates you to do Atomy? Some people says, okay, because I wanted to be recognized, I wanted to reach the highest level of mastership, so then I can have financial freedom. But if we know ourselves deeply, it's not just all about money or recognition. It's about something else. It's about being happy of all the achievements that we have, being proud of ourselves, and being proud of ourselves because we can provide to our family even without going to an 8-hour job. So that is what we call the motivation. So you yourselves, we ourselves, we have to find this motivation, because if we do not have the motivation, we will just go back from the very beginning where we just end up going to work because we are not motivated, right? And then number four is the empathy. Understanding and sharing the feelings of others, which helps in managing relationships and responding to others appropriately. So, every day we encounter some partners, for example, that will tell you, okay, you know what, Arjoyce, I don't want to continue anymore because I cannot find a customer. I'm presenting them the product, but they don't like it, right? So this partner is feeling down at the very moment. So instead of telling your partner, okay, you know what I do? I just go to my client and I just present myself and then they like it, right? But I think you should do that. But you have to put it in a different way, like change your words to, you know what, you're doing very good, you just have to try it more, use the product more, because the product will actually speak for itself. And try to practice on how to give a presentation on a daily basis, because we all know that practice makes perfect. And if we are talking to our partners with empathy, with gratitude to what you're doing, appreciating every efforts that they do, even if they don't see results right away, then they will feel very good and ready to move forward to their Atomy journey. And then number five is the social skills. So, social skills is managing relationships, inspiring others, communicating clearly, and being a team player. So, all of us here, we are being inspired by each other. We have different types of journeys from Atomy. We have our own successes in our personal and business life. Um, and if we are, having a good team player spirit, I believe in one team we will be able to succeed faster. So as what when Miss Neva was presenting a while ago, she said that, oh, Glyza and I, they are really very supportive of me. I'm learning a lot from them. And reversely, Glyza and I are also learning a lot from Neva, right? From Miss Neva. So they are really being a good team player with each other because they have one goal. One goal is to spread the good news about Atomy, spread the opportunity about Atomy, and of course, to succeed as a team. Now, why do you think business owners should have emotional intelligence? So there are six things why business owners should have emotional intelligence, and I will give you the reason why. Okay. So the first one is better leadership and decision making. When we have an EQ or emotional intelligence, it helps us stay calm under pressure, think clearly, and make thoughtful decisions, even in tough situations. Self awareness and self regulation keep you from making impulsive calls that could hurt the business. So, as I've said a while ago, if we are not self aware on our own emotions and if we cannot self regulate our own emotions, we might end up, fighting our partners because they give us a lot of negative feedback every day, right? And the number two, stronger team relationships. So when you understand and empathize with your team, what can you build? You build trust and loyalty. So, for example, Diamond Master John Castor, he is always reminding me, Arjoyce, it's not about what you achieve financially. It's about what you achieve with the loyalty of your partners. Because once your partners has a loyalty in you, they will never ever leave you because they believe in you, in your capabilities, in your abilities, and so on. So it's the same goes as with every one of us. So if we create trust, build trust with our partners, they will also be loyal to you along the way of the Atomy journey. Next one is improved communication. So business owners with high EQ can communicate more effectively, whether it's giving feedback, handling conflict, or just being clear and encouraging. That smooths operations and prevents a lot of miscommunication drama. So going back to Miss Neva's presentation, I believe that Miss Neva really has a very high EQ. Because you know why? Because when she presented, it's just very normal. She sounds like she's just talking to a friend, right? So when a person, or if we wanted to have EQ or a person with a high EQ, everything will just go smoothly, and we can actually resolve a conflict on a very good manner, which will result to a very good result, right? And number four, enhance customer. Oh, sorry. Number four, enhance customer experience. Um, Empathy plays a huge role in understanding your customers' needs. So, as again, I go back to Miss Neva's presentation, she said, I am not here to sell a product to you, but I am here to resolve your problems and to give you a bit of relaxation, right? So, if a person who hears about this, oh, Miss Neva is coming to my place because she's not gonna sell me a product, but she wanted me to feel relaxed because she sees that I am stressed and I need a little bit of time to breathe, right? And be myself again. So, how do you think a client would feel if he or she will hear this from Miss Neva, right? Of course, if I am the client, I will really feel honored, I will really feel flattered, and I will really be very happy. So in this way, Neva connected to me even though I don't know her personally yet. And plus, I have created a trust factor that in the future, I can be her loyal customer because she's not gonna brag me, okay, hey, I have a new product. Do you wanna try it? Blah, 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 like sales pitch. So, again, it plays a huge role in understanding your customers' needs, frustrations, and desires. That insight lets you tailor your service or product in ways that truly resonate. So, once we have a strong bond with our client, strong trust with our client, of course, when they have a problem and when we recommended a product to them, they will believe us because they have a trust factor and loyalty already to us. And then number five, resilience and adaptability. Businesses face challenges, whether it's market shifts, team issues, or financial pressures. Every business, not only Atomy. EQ helps you bounce back, stay positive, and adapt without burning out or alienating others. So when we have a strong EQ, so for example, we lost a customer, for example, or we lost a product along the way. Instead of seeing this as a failure, we look at the failure on a positive note and say, okay, I know what to do the next time, so this will not happen again. So you turn the negative happenings into positive happenings that will result to a bigger benefit, not only for you, but also to your business partners. Okay. And then number six, influence and negotiation. So emotional intelligence helps you read the room during negotiations and influence others without manipulation. People are more likely to work with you and support someone who's emotionally uh, tuned in. So again, going back to the presentation of Miss Neva. So because she is very happy with the result of the product with her daughter, for example, which is a very good testimony. She loved the product. She believed in the product. So when she speaks in the room and everyone is around her, the people around her feels her passion, her emotion about the product, and the excitement that she brings in the room. So when people feels the excitement, they also wanted to try the product. So, if we don't believe in the product, there is no excitement within us, right? So maybe that's the reason why for some people it's very difficult to explain about the product because they themselves they are not happy with the product. So if we are not happy with the product and we try to communicate with others about the products, they will feel it. That's why Chairman Park Han Gil said, if you are not happy with Atomy products, you do not have the right to market our products because you're not happy. Which means that you are just fooling yourself and telling other people lies about something that you never tried yourself, right? So, in short, high IQ may help you build the business, as I've said a while ago, and high EQ helps us lead it well. Okay, so when we have emotional intelligence, we can lead our business and our partners very, very well. Now, these are the tips to develop emotional intelligence as a business owner. Number one, we have to practice self awareness. So, how do you practice self awareness? So, first of all, check in with yourself daily. How are you feeling? If you're feeling angry or if you're feeling anxious, you have to understand what triggered your anxiousness or what triggered your anger. Actually, when I was starting the Atomy business, I was like really crazy because I'm looking at the mirror and talking to myself because before I was so frustrated because no one is trying the products. I don't know a lot of people and so on. So I've also gone through these stages until I met people who are really very eager as well to do the Atomy business and to try the products. So we can keep a journal or use an app to track moods or stressors. And we could also ask feedback from trusted peers or mentors. Others often see what we miss. So it's true, right? Sometimes we believe so much in ourselves, or we don't recognize our mistakes, we don't recognize our failures. That's why a lot of people are ending up staying down, or staying or staying in their comfort zone, because they cannot accept what they lack. But if you have someone to trust, you trust, and if you are open minded enough to get all these insights from other people, this might actually help you, or help us understand what we are lacking, and this will create awareness within ourselves. How will we be able to adjust what's missing in us? How will we be able to be knowledgeable, or learn about the steps that we need to take? And then number two, pause before you react. I'm guilty about this because sometimes I react. I am so defensive. I react immediately. But then at the end of the day, I go back to what happened, and then I reflect on myself. Oh no, I should have not said that. Oh no, it's so frustrating. I don't wanna see her or see him tomorrow. And regrets are always at the end, right? I know all of us are guilty of that, but I believe I'm one of the most guilty of that. So when something frustrates you, uh yeah, in atomy business, it can be your partners, it can be some customers, or someone, right? As I've said a while ago, we just have to take a deep breath before responding, count to 5, take a sip of water, or step away, anything to buy a moment of reflection. We have to reflect, right? Because if we say something already to other people which triggers them more anger, then you will be in a more heated situation. And ask what's really going on here, and how do I want to respond. So try to talk to yourself, reflect with yourself. How will you be able to respond in this difficult situation? And then number three, strengthen empathy. Put yourselves in other shoes. What might they be going through? This is very normal, not only in atomy business, but in every walks of life. Sometimes when we encounter a person who are always sad, or who are always angry every day, we do not know what they are currently facing, either personal, either in business, either in relationships, anything, right? So what we can do is ask open-ended questions in conversations. Like, how are you feeling about this? What's your perspective? And you have to actively listen. So it's not only about asking, but we also have to listen with empathy, and so that we could respond with empathy as well to the person involved, right? So do not interrupt, and reflect back what you hear to show understanding. So we must always try to give understanding to a person who is already, in a triggered situation. And then number four, improve emotional vocabulary. Go beyond angry or stress. Try to identify the specific feeling, like overwhelmed. As I've said a while ago, just by changing our words on how to deliver it with other people, the meaning will be extra special. The meaning will be extra different. So instead of having this, bad air in between the conversation, if you just switch to another word, then you might have a relief right away. I've been in this situation once. Really, it's really a click. Then so we could change it to overwhelmed, disappointed, anxious, or excited. So the better you name your emotions, the better you can manage them. So it's all about really knowing what type of emotions do we have. So we have to be self-aware. So later on, before you go to sleep, talk to yourself and ask yourself, it's true, and ask yourself, what do I feel today? And then you have to keep it in a journal. Put a date, actually. So, for example, today is April 22nd. What do I feel today? I feel happy. I feel sad. I feel a bit anxious. I feel a bit excited. And then to every term that you put there, you have to identify, okay, why am I feeling happy? So maybe some of my partners, they achieve the sales master or they achieve the diamond master. Or why do I feel angry? Oh, because I was I someone rejected me. Why do I feel excited? Oh, because my crush, he responded to me, so I feel so excited. And then don't avoid tough conversations. Learn to handle them with curiosity, not aggression. Use I statements. So I notice deadlines have been slipping and I'm concerned. Can we talk about what's going on? So always have an open communication so then you can have a better result afterwards. And look for common ground rather than trying to win. So what do you have in common instead of, oh, you know what, I'm so good at this, I think I'm better than you, and blah 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 blah. And then lead with authenticity. Be honest but respectful. Share your own challenges sometimes. It builds trust and humanizes you as a leader. So some people has already been learned a lot from this emotional intelligence. If you wanted to add up about